My name is Michelle Arnhold Davies. I teach biology within the Department of Natural Sciences. I teach courses related to human health and physiology. One course is human biology, which is a course for non-biology majors. I teach a 2-semester course called human anatomy and physiology. I teach an animal physiology course and a neurobiology course. So a typical teaching day usually starts before I even get out of bed. For better or worse, I have email access on my phone. Students often email me at all hours of the night and expect responses. I usually try to check email and respond to them. There are always emails about upcoming meetings and agendas and things that you need to read and prepare for to get ready for the day. So I usually take a quick look at my email in the morning. All of my teaching is really kind of chunked into the late morning and afternoon. So I teach from 10 to 11 and 11 to 12, and I have meetings from 12 to 1, and then I teach from 1 to 2. So I need to get everything ready to go for the entire day in that morning. So in addition to teaching lectures in science classes, we also have laboratories where we do hands-on activities, where we perform scientific experiments. We may be dissecting animals. That's a whole different thing to prepare for. In a small school with a limited budget, faculty do everything. So if I need to order animals to do a lab the following week, I need to make sure I have everything ordered. If we need certain supplies, I need to have those ordered. And that part of my teaching day is much more hands-on, much more technical, much more problem solving, and really thinking ahead week to week what we're going to be doing in the lab every day. And then in the afternoon, I often do grading, communicate some more with students, perhaps meet with students, perhaps have other meetings, try to get a little bit of research or scholarship done. The students that I advise are often students that are interested in going into a career in the health field. They either want to go to medical school or dental school or veterinary school or want to become a physical therapist. I have about 30 students that I advise on a regular basis. We have a couple of different formal advising periods throughout the year. During those formal times, I meet with each student for at least 30 minutes. So I really spend a lot of time going through each of the requirements with these students. And requirements for physical therapy are different than requirements for medical schools. They have to be thinking 5 years ahead in the future. In addition to the formal advisement, I do a lot of informal advisement as well. I also have students who are applying for jobs, or students who have graduated who are applying for medical schools or professional schools, and they need a letter of recommendation or they need a reference. Those take a lot of time, actually, because I take them very seriously. This is something that's going to help a student get to where they want to be. And so I guess I consider that part of advising as well. So there's the formal advising, informal advising, and just daily interactions with students. One committee that I served on was an assessment team that looked at how we as a university could assess how our students are learning. The committee lasted for over 4 years, meeting over the summer, going to different conferences on assessment tools and assessment practices. So it wasn't just sitting in a meeting for an hour every other week and twiddling our thumbs. It was a lot of work. I have worked with a number of students doing research projects. The research is always related to my scholarships. The science that I do is molecular biology, and so they need to measure things very precisely. They need to heat things up to a specific temperature. They need to add things at the right time. And so it's a lot of hands-on skills that they need to practice and develop. So there's a whole learning curve that goes along with that. Doing research with students is a really important teaching experience. It's a really unique opportunity to work one-on-one with students and to really teach them the scientific method. So one of the outreach activities that I use in my human anatomy and physiology class is an academic service learning project. For that project, I have my students participate in something called Science Night. Science Night is an evening that a UWS student organization puts on. The student organization is called Students of Science. And so I have offered the work of my class to the students of science to help Science Night be successful. Science Night brings in a couple thousand people usually, and it's a really good opportunity for us to interact with the community, to show them a little bit about what we're doing, show them that science can be fun. It's not necessarily intimidating. Most of what I do in my teaching and my research is related to human health and how the body works. So my hope is that in the work that I do, students are also learning how to think and how to ask questions, how to analyze information, and whether they become scientists or not, that they become informed citizens, they become engaged citizens, that they become active members of their community, and think about what they do and how it impacts their lives and the lives of others.